It was a hell of a gift for myself. Number 5, quiet luxury. Look, when it comes to luxury items, everybody runs to the Gucci's, the Fendi's, the Dior's. It's like a flea market in there. Everybody wears the same stuff, and the problem is everybody knocks it off too. So you see everybody and their mother wearing Fendi and Louis V because it's so easy to knock off. It ends up looking cheap or tacky. This is where quiet luxury comes in. I'm talking your Brunello. I'm talking your Loro Piana. Take a look at this sweater. This is a cashmere Loro Piana quarter-zip sweater. If you were to ever see me wearing this sweater, you would never know. You just would never know when I wear that sweater. And these sweaters can go anywhere from like $500 to $3,000 depending on the specific materials used. And this is what I call quiet luxury. This is the great thing about buying luxury items that don't have heavy branding. The quality, the material is insane. And more importantly, it's a piece that lasts a long time. I've had this sweater for over a year, and I guarantee you, 3 to 4 years from now, you'll still see me wearing this sweater because these pieces are made to last and not made to just show off, which exactly takes me to number 6, a bespoke or custom suit. If you as a man have never gone through the process of getting fitted, talking to your tailor, seeing your body asymmetries, seeing how another man can understand your body, this sounds a little soft, but understands your body and gets you fitted just right, I promise you, you are missing out. Every man needs at least one custom tailored suit. If you can go bespoke, that's another level, but at least custom, where you're going in, you're getting fitted, you're talking to a professional to see what fabrics, what fit will fit you best. I promise you, best money you'll ever spend. And finally, number 7, a high-end pen. Yo, this is my daily carry. I've talked about it before. It's just a simple crossbody bag. I always carry a pen with me, anywhere. My backpack, my car, obviously my office. This is a Mont Blanc. This is probably the best investment you can do. They hold value really well, similar to watches, where yes, you might pay 100, 300, 500, shoot, even 1,000 plus for a pen, but if it's from a reputable brand that holds value, like your Mont Blanc, your Cartier, these brands, these are similar to watches where one, when you pull it out in any meeting where you need to sign something, and people look at your pen, instantly they're thinking, yo, who is this guy? The fact that he just carries that around, the fact that it's just not a basic plastic big pen, now people are raising questions, right? Like, where does this dude get all this money? More. You look awkward, bro. You look awkward, and I'm trying to help you, especially in that social gathering that you don't know what to do. I'm gonna hook it up. First of all, we need to fix that eye contact. I told you how good eye contact is, and I've met so many shy people now that do this to me. I guess they see my videos, right? So they keep eye contact with me all the time, but when they do it, it's like you're frozen, right? You have to understand, in a natural conversation, like I do this when I even do videos and you're not even in the room. But when I'm talking to you guys, I'm like looking off to the side. Usually it's about 70%. So I'm looking at you and then I laugh and whatever, I look off to, right? It's this natural flow of conversation. I am never 100% of the time right into your face, just locked eyes, without my eyes moving. This is awkward, which takes me to number 2, saying bye like 30 times. Take my videos again, for example. How many times I'm like, all right, guys, see you next time. Wait, all right, next time, boys. Oh, wait, I forgot to, I'll never do that, right? As soon as I end my videos, I'm out. Happens everywhere. In a social gathering, whether I'm in a podcast, boom, I'm out. Because you have to understand, once you say you're leaving, you gotta go. You gotta be a man that's direct, a man that knows what they want. If you consistently say bye, but never leave, you just seem indecisive. Takes me to number 3, you're shaking a hand too long. Similar to eye contact, because you know a strong handshake is important, you overdo it. So now you're here shaking a hand for way too long, and it's just this awkward situation. What I want you to do is when you shake a hand, count to 2, right? 1, 2. That's it. Boom. That's a strong handshake. And even if he doesn't go, you're going to go first. You can dominate the link of that interaction. Giving a gift that somebody doesn't want, especially with the holidays around the corner, this is an awkward situation. When you don't know how to read a room, when you don't know how to read your friend or read that person and give the right gift, they're not paid actors. You'll see it in their face. If only there was like a universal gift that every man desired in their bathroom, right? Like I wish you'd listen to me, bro. Like I could save you awkwardness and embarrassment. You buy all your boys Manscaped 4.0 package. Yes, they're gonna get a giggle from it, but I promise you, they're gonna use it every day of the year. And every time they use it, they're gonna be thinking about you. That's crazy intimate if you ask me. That's crazy intimate. So the reality is, boys, if you guys wanna give a gift that's actually worth giving, you have to check out the Manscaped 4.0 package. Our 4.0 package comes with a Lawnmower 4.0, best-selling lawnmower in the market. This is the best-selling manscaping trimmer that you'll ever find. We revolutionized the whole man. You don't know how to act, right? You get so awkward, you get a compliment, you don't even know what to say. So what I'm telling you to do is, every time you get a compliment, instead of being like, oh no, that's not me, or downplaying it, or denying it, or thinking you're not good enough for that compliment, take the compliment, accept it, just say thank you. Literally, you do all the talking. When you are in a conversation, if you notice you are dominating that conversation, for the most part, it could be a bad sign. When most people are awkward or they don't know what to do, they just start speaking like crazy, so there's no awkward pauses. When in reality, I want you to change your mentality. If you want to avoid awkwardness, ask more questions. People love to talk about themselves. You'll be more likable, and you avoid you having to talk. Shoving your hands in your pockets, right? This is like the key awkward position. When you don't know what to do and you don't want to use your phone, the first thing you do, hands in the pockets. That's because you don't know what to do with your hands. But like I've told you before, I do this in my videos, right? I could do my videos like this all day long or sitting down. But instead what I do is when I talk, I use my hands. It emphasizes my message and it brings it to life. You can do that in person, trying to be the alpha in the room. This is like overcompensating, right? When you feel really awkward, what do? You go into fight or flight. Some people just literally flight. Other people like to fight. And they like to be the loudest, craziest guy in the room. They like to try to dominate conversation. They laugh extra loud. And in reality, it's a form of awkwardness. It's a form of insecurity where they're trying to dominate and be, let's say, friend group leader just so they can be the alpha and feel good about themselves. When in reality, people are just annoyed by it. And it's an awkward situation for everyone.
When I was 12, I remember, I got a girl's number for the first time. And for some reason, I always feared this moment, so when it finally happened, I froze like a deer in headlights. Now, this was a girl that I had liked for 3 years and never did anything about it. And to be honest, we were always kind of like friends. I knew she always liked me and she knew I always liked her. And so finally, when I got the balls to, when she got the balls to ask me out, I remember she passed me this little note in class that said, will you go out with me, check yes or no? And I freaking check marked that sucker. I accepted right away. And after class, we met up and she gave me those 7 digits. And guess what I did, bro? Guess what I did after that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't call. I didn't text. Your boy did absolutely nothing. I was too much of a little weenie dink. Now, you might not be as bad off as I was, but the main reason why I didn't call or text, I didn't do anything, was just simply because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say, and I was too worked up, too scared of saying the wrong thing, which resulted in me doing nothing. As I got older, the one lesson I really learned from this was just to calm the frick down, bro. Relax. A woman, even in all her glory, is still just a woman. And girls get nervous on dates and all that stuff, just like us guys do. Now, I know this video is about how to text girls and how to have that solid game when you text, but the only thing with texting is it can tend to...
You look awkward, bro. Disrespectful. And on top of that, it's one of the easiest ways to get people to like you. If you want people to like you instantly, the fastest thing that you can do is just remember the name and repeat it at least once. It's an old sales trick. Denying compliments. Most of the time when you get a compliment, you don't know how to act, right? You get so awkward, you get a compliment, you don't even know what to say. So what I'm telling you to do is, every time you get a compliment, instead of being like, oh no, that's not me, or downplaying it, or denying it, or thinking you're not good enough for that compliment, take the compliment. Accept it. Just say thank you. Literally, you do all the talking. When you are in a conversation, if you notice you are dominating that conversation, for the most part, it could be a bad sign. When most people are awkward or they don't know what to do, they just start speaking like crazy, so there's no awkward pauses. When in reality, I want you to change your mentality. If you want to avoid awkwardness, ask more questions. People love to talk about themselves. You'll be more likable, and you avoid you having to talk. Shoving your hands in your pockets, right? This is like the key awkward position. When you don't know what to do and you don't want to use your phone, the first thing you do, hands in the pockets. That's because you don't know what to do with your. Literally, you do all the talking. When you are in a conversation, if you notice you are dominating that conversation, for the most part, it could be a bad sign. When
I was 12, deliver what I promised. I'll show you guys how to text a woman. However, if you do want to man up and make that phone call, you can pretty much take everything I'm saying and apply the same method. Now look, there's a balance between tenderness and aggression. I think Elliot Hulse talked about this. You go one way and you're completely friend-zoned. You go the other way and yeah, it may work, but you may end up attracting the wrong type of woman. If you act a little too tender, you come off impotent, flaccid. You're not husband material. You come off a little too aggressive, you're too excited, you're obnoxious, you may come off a little vain. You're the type of guy who finishes in 20 seconds and then bounces. Now that tenderness should just come naturally. If you think a girl is attractive, just state it in the text. Hey, I think you're beautiful. I think you're cute, whatever. And then you can follow up with a question, because as a man, you want to lead that conversation. You can text something like, hey, you like pasta? Just keep it short and simple. Maybe you could put one of those little Italian hand emojis like that, just to kind of keep it kind of cheeky. And then you balance it with aggression. You grab your nuts and you just be direct, straight to the point. Hey, I want to take you out to this Italian restaurant on Saturday night, and then put the ball in her court. See, the main goal is to get her off the phone as quick as possible. What I mean by that is this. Back in 2012, when Bree, my wife, when we first started talking to each other, we were sending each other DMs and comments on Instagram, and I allowed this to go on for an entire month before we even discussed actually hanging out. And then the day after we finally agreed to hang out, what happens? Her ex-boyfriend comes back into the picture and practically asks her to marry him. So obviously, our plans got canceled. I ended up not being able to meet her in real life, and I actually didn't even talk to her for 11 months after that. He made her block me on Instagram, and so that just point. Hey, I want to take you out to this Italian restaurant on Saturday night, and then put the ball in her court. See, the main goal is to get her off the phone as quick as possible. What I mean by that is this. Back in 2012, when Bree, my wife, when we first started talking to each other, we were sending each other DMs and comments on Instagram, and I allowed this to go on for an entire month before we even discussed actually hanging out. And then the day after we finally agreed to hang out, what happens? Her ex-boyfriend comes back into the picture and practically asks her to marry him. So obviously, our plans got canceled. I ended up not being able to meet her in real life, and I actually didn't even talk to her for 11 months after that. He made her block me on Instagram, and so that just totally cut off any kind of access, and I almost lost her for good. And so what I learned was, after that first initial day or two of me DMing her on Instagram, the first thing I should have done was I should have just asked for her number, because I knew she was digging me. I should have got her off of her phone, but instead, what I just kept DMing her, commenting her, sending her little funny emojis, acting like a straight weasel. Honestly, I don't even know how I ended up even getting Bree, to be honest, bro. She gave me chance after chance, and I just kept like screwing up in the beginning. But I guess, you know, that's just Bree for you. She's just genuinely very sweet, overly sweet, to be honest. And so honestly, hey, look, if you guys make the same mistakes I did, you're probably not going to be as lucky. Just being real with you, bro. Anyways, look, high value men, what do? They just execute. They get the job done. They don't play games. They don't hide behind their little smartphone device. They're not sitting here thinking about, oh, what should I text? What should my punchline be? What should I say or do to make me stand out from all the other guys? High value men, they don't sit here and continue to DM and send little snaps. No, bro, like maybe a little bit initially, but after that, they get straight to it. They get the girl's number, call her up, and take her out. And they do this within like a 2 to 3 day period max. You can even take her out on like some sort of adventure, a hike. My best friend Joel, he takes girls to the rock climbing gym and like shows off all his skills, right? Smart. I've said in previous videos, if you're not naturally a funny guy, it's okay, just relax. Just focus on being fun to be around. Girls want in on the fun. All these guys so worried about, oh, what should I say? What should my punchline be? Look, the best way to lose in life is to be unauthentic. I like how Hamza said, he said, if you think a girl's cute, just say it. If you want to take a girl out, tell her you want to take her out. It's not simple like to speak your mind, bro. All these like relationship gurus telling you,
don't pursue her, don't act like you like her, don't even respond for like the first 2 days. Completely just like reject her.
like what? I mean, yeah, if that's your end goal is to just hook up with as many chicks as possible so you can feel like the man, well then yeah, you better make sure that you're coming through with, you know, some top G punchlines. You better make sure that you're texting her with, you know, your best reverse psychology little tricks and gimmicks. If you're not coming through with those perfect punchlines, she's gonna be sleeping with the next guy who does. Hey, look, we ain't about that here on this channel. We're here just to keep it simple. That's what masculine men do. We're here just to find our wife, have some beautiful kids, and live a God-honoring and mission-focused life. That's it. Just keep it simple. You don't need to be that guy. You don't need to be sending out all these emojis and just all these like gifs and memes just to show and prove that you're Mr. Comedian. You're the funny guy. Think about it. If you do that, like, what are you gonna do in real life? You're gonna just constantly